Hello there, and welcome to the channel. Well, today I'm in a slightly different place, and you're going to hear the distant ringing of the phone constantly, and I'm sorry about that. There's nothing really I can do about it at the moment. I'll try to fix it for the next video. So, today I want to talk to you about whether teachers should show movies, and my answer is unequivocally yes. Now, I'm a big fan of a comedian named John Mulvaney, who is absolutely hilarious. And in one of his routines, he said that he was partying with some elementary teacher, and she was getting drunk, and he said, "Don't you have school tomorrow?" And she says, "I'm going to show a movie." And he was shocked that that's why you show movies? No. Now, has it never happened? I'm sure it's happened. It is a bad idea and a bad strategy. Let's start with the first problem with this idea. Don't go to school with a hangover. Don't get drunk on a school night. That's just not good practice. Look, kids are beautifully merciful if you're hurt. They care that you're hurt and they feel sympathy. They're merciful if you're sick. They care if you're sick and they feel sympathy. If they find out you have a hangover, they're going to get hilarious. And it's not going to be full of sympathy. It's going to be full of retribution. Okay? So that alone should just put you off the idea that teachers should get drunk on any school night. Don't. I'm getting distracted. I'm supposed to be talking about movies. Okay. So, yes, teachers should show movies, but not in order to catch up on their grading and not to take a nap and not to avoid loud noises, because movies are full of loud noises. Teachers should definitely show movies, but there are some caveats with that. The first thing is you shouldn't show a lot of them. They should be a rare thing. Just like okay, I don't know who's watching this other than good friends of mine. But when I was a kid, when I got told we were going to watch a movie in class, I was excited because I liked movies. They were fun, okay? And movies are fun. Even bad movies can be fun. I've seen some terrible movies that were lots and lots of fun. But you should limit the number of movies in your class, because it shouldn't be a time to catch up on work or to relax or whatever it is. It should be a time for you to add something good and valuable to the class. Remember, your teaching is your life's work, and that's important, but your teaching is also their lives. Don't introduce useless things into their lives. That's somebody else's job. Your class should be a place where only quality things happen. If you choose a movie for your class to watch, make sure it's excellent and it has value. Make sure it belongs there and you make it belong there. So yes, having a movie to show for your class is wonderful. And for a sub, it could be wonderful. Here's my suggestion if you decide to have a sub show a movie or part of a movie. Make sure you provide a handout for the day that students should fill out as the movie goes along. And that way, at the end of the hour, when they turn it in, the sub and you both have a backup on the attendance, because if the sub struggled at all with taking attendance or was confused at all by it, those papers are paper receipts that shows which students were present, okay? So that alone can be worth something, okay? But I absolutely recommend showing a movie that you want to see and you want to discuss with the students. That's the best scenario. A movie that's of real value to both you and them. So, are there movies for every subject? I contend there are. We live in an age when there are movies about nearly everything. So, nearly every subject has a movie that can enrich the subject. Now, I often used movies as enrichment. I might show a movie once a semester or maybe twice. And when I was teaching at the military school, we had these Sunday days activities, or not Sunday, but Saturday activities, where the students could come in the mornings. And on those days, I often showed the movie that went with the material we were reading as an enrichment activity. And it gave us a chance to share what we saw as different between the text and the movie and that sort of thing, or what we saw in the movie that we wanted to write about or talk about. So I think any subject can use it. I think any teacher can use a movie. I think a sub can show one, or the teacher herself or himself can show one. But above all, movies should be something of delight. So even if the students don't like it, you should enjoy it. And thereby, you'll know that even if they don't like it, they are going to benefit from it because you know it's good. And as a small aside here, the best movies tell important human stories. We know that. So stories should be a part of your instruction. And my proof of that is that was Jesus' main method of teaching, was storytelling. Stories help us understand our lives. They help us become familiar with the mysteries and the powers that human beings walk around with all the time. And so I don't think stories should be limited to English class or history class. I think every class should have stories involved in it, because every class, if it has real value, it's going to teach you something about living your life. That's what we're here for. That's what teachers are here to do. They're to help their fellow human beings live their lives in a way that's exciting and satisfying and valuable. So yes, absolutely, you should pick a couple of movies. They should not be the main content of your teaching, because let's face it, the other part of the movie equation is you don't have to be there. And look, they're paying you to do this job. You should be offering yourself and your talents and your expertise as much as you possibly can. So even if you're showing a movie, there should be an element of your presentation of the movie where you discuss why you chose it, what you want the kids to notice from it, or the students, I shouldn't say kids, the students to notice from it. There has never been a more rich time to watch these kind of presentations. There's never been more content than there is now. So tomorrow, I'm going to talk about a set of movies that I used in my classes that I thought were very valuable, that useful, and they yielded good things. And I'm going to make some suggestions about movies that I wish I could show in classes, movies I never got the chance to show in class, but I would love to try. And I also consider documentaries in the movie camp. Documentaries are wonderful and delightful, and I think teachers may feel more comfortable with showing documentaries because they're centered less on personality and plot and more on concept and material, okay? So movies and documentaries to me are the same things, okay? So think about it. If you're teaching and you want to show a movie, go for it. But be sure the movie that you show is absolutely worth the time it's going to take. That's it for today. I hope you have a lovely rest of the day, and I hope you see me soon, you gorgeous people.